My name is Joel Dejean, and I am the LaRouche Independent Congressional Candidate in the new 38th District in Texas. I am here at the James Bacon III Monument in downtown Houston. James Bacon III was a Secretary of State for George Herbert Walker Bush in February of 1990 when he promised Gorbachev and the Russians that if he allowed the reunification of Germany, NATO would not move an inch to the east. Well, they didn't move an inch, they moved 1,000 kilometers. Over the last few years, you've had Poland, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and the great power of Montenegro join NATO. And now they want to bring in Ukraine and Georgia. So we have now a march towards war, thermonuclear war. If you look at the record of James Bacon III, he was the key architect of the first Gulf War, where we lied to get that war going to topple Saddam Hussein. And you have now a goose-step march towards war by the Democrats and the Republicans like Roger Wicker, the senator from Mississippi, who just a few weeks ago called for a first strike, a first nuclear strike against Russia. You have right now NATO arming the fighter planes, the F-35 fighter plane, which is a first strike weapon, which is deployed now in Italy, in Germany, and now they want to move it closer to Russia by moving it to Ukraine. So back in 1990, Lyndon LaRouche, when the Berlin Wall and the Soviet Empire came down, called for dismantling NATO. NATO is the greatest source of violence and chaos in the world today. If you look at what they did in Libya, what they did in Iraq, what they did in Syria, and what they have done in Ukraine, it's a disgrace. So I call for the U.S. to get out of NATO. NATO should be disbanded. Now, my opponent, one of my key opponents, has been endorsed by James Bacon III. So if you want total chaos and war, and I'm talking about thermonuclear war, then keep the same idiots who have been in the Congress in place. My campaign calls for peaceful collaboration with Russia, China, India, to build up massive infrastructure in Eurasia, to build up infrastructure in the United States. I call for thermonuclear fusion power, not thermonuclear war. That's what I will deliver if you elect me to the Congress. Thank you.